With your certified most accurate forecast, this is a Fox 54 Weather Impact Alert.
And a very good Friday morning to you. I'm Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Over the last couple of days, the forecast has actually improved a little bit for North Alabama, Southern Middle Tennessee. What exactly does that mean? Well, it looks like some warmer air is going to be able to build into the Tennessee Valley, not just as we head into your Saturday, but then as we head into your Sunday as well. And that warmer air is going to do a little bit of good for us, but it also has the potential to do a little bit of bad. Good because it's going to mean much less snow across the Tennessee Valley. Snow accumulations are going to be minimal at best, and they're going to be somewhat limited. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. At the same time, the warmer air means instead of more winter precipitation, we're talking about a better chance for just straight liquid normal rain. But at the same time, it's going to be important to determine how warm we're going to get, because if we only get to 32 or 33 degrees, we might still be talking about a little bit of sleet or a little bit of freezing rain and a less liquid precipitation. So the temperature over the next couple of days as we head into the weekend is going to be incredibly important. Let's begin to talk about the front half of the weekend. Let's talk about Saturday, tomorrow. We can attempt to measure the impact on society that the weather is going to have. And as it stands right now, we're talking about major or moderate impacts across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, down into Franklin counties, and some of our counties up across southern Middle Tennessee. Why is the impact there going to be greater compared to everywhere else? Because it looks like they're going to get more frozen precipitation across northwest Alabama, more frozen precipitation, and a little bit of snow up across southern Middle Tennessee. As we head into your Saturday, we're going to get more liquid rain, as of right now, across the rest of North Alabama. So the impacts are going to be somewhat limited or incredibly minor, just because the amount of ice we're going to get across North Alabama is really limited as we head into Saturday afternoon. What's going to be the biggest impact out of this whole event? Well, I think the greatest impact is likely going to be Sunday night and then into Monday morning. The temperatures are going to begin to fall off Sunday evening, and they're going to fall off incredibly fast. We're going to drop down into the teens Sunday night. That means whatever has fallen from the sky, whether it be winter precipitation or a liquid precipitation, and it's still on the surface, is going to freeze. And the potential is there for that precipitation to freeze over very quickly on the roadways. So we could be talking about the threat for some significant black ice across the area. An ice storm warning is currently in place across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties. A winter storm warning is in place for Giles County up in southern Middle Tennessee, where they're expecting more of a combination of freezing rain and snow. Everybody else across North Alabama and Lincoln County up in southern Middle Tennessee is looking at a winter weather advisory. All of these are going to go into effect this evening, right around 6 p.m. this evening, and they're not going to expire until we get to Sunday evening. This is a massive winter weather event. Look at this. We have winter weather alerts extending all the way back into New Mexico, through Texas and Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, heading into the Midwest, Indiana, and Ohio, obviously a good chunk of the Southeast. Winter weather alerts extend all the way up into the Northeast. This is going to have a massive impact on the continental United States, and something we're obviously going to pay close attention to, not just here across the Tennessee Valley, but across much of the country. I want to go ahead and show you forecast ice totals. Now, they're going to be greatest across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties, and greatest up across southern Middle Tennessee. Everybody else is going to get a very small amount of ice. Now, there is one exception to this. Higher ice totals across northeast Alabama, specifically DeKalb County. Now, that's very interesting because it kind of looks like the colder air in DeKalb County specifically is going to kind of come in from the back door. Now, normally everything comes in from the front door. It moves from the west to the east. But it looks like in DeKalb County specifically, colder air is actually going to be able to funnel in from the east. So it's going to move east to west as opposed to going through the front door, which would normally be sort of a west to east movement. So kind of an interesting thing that's going to happen there over in northeast Alabama. I want to show you snow totals. These are by the time we get to Sunday night. Again, minimal at best and somewhat limited. Less than an inch up across southern Middle Tennessee, less than a quarter of an inch across northwest Alabama. So unfortunately, doesn't look like we're going to be building snowmen, going sledding, building snow angels Nothing like that this time around. Before I show you Futurecast, I want to talk about the difference between sleet and freezing rain, because there is a bit of a difference. When freezing rain develops, it goes through a large area of warm air as it falls to the surface. Sleet goes through a much smaller area of warm air. What does that do for the then type of precipitation? Well, when freezing rain hits the surface, it kind of hits the surface as a thin glaze. Think of a glazed donut. That's kind of what you get with freezing rain. When sleet hits the surface, it hits the surface as tiny little pellets and is actually able to accumulate. We used the glazed donut reference. We'll use the donut reference again. Sleet, you think about like sprinkles on top of a donut. That's kind of what we get. Here's Futurecast, 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. Temperatures in the mid and upper 20s. We're talking about sleet and freezing rain, maybe a little bit of snow up across southern Middle Tennessee. Now, the one thing Futurecast continues to struggle with is trying to figure out exactly what type of precipitation is going to be falling from the sky, because there could be some warmer air above the surface. So we have to use forecast surface temperatures to kind of figure this out for ourselves. So while we get to the later part of the morning and Futurecast is trying to suggest liquid rain, look at our temperatures. Temperatures are just below freezing. So we're not going to be talking about liquid rain here at the surface. We would be talking about a little bit of sleet or freezing rain. Depends on how deep that warm layer is. As we head into the early part of the afternoon, now look at our temperatures hanging out in the mid 30s in some cases, maybe even the upper 30s. So we would be talking about liquid rain. Upper 20s, lower 30s up across southern Middle Tennessee and northwest Alabama. They're still going to be talking about sleet or freezing rain. Through Saturday afternoon, now we're talking about temperatures again in the mid and upper 30s. So we're going to be talking about liquid precipitation. And this is going to continue as we head into Saturday evening. This is where we're going to get a little bit of good news Saturday evening into the overnight, because whatever frozen precipitation falls early Saturday morning is going to melt Saturday night. And then from there, we're going to stick with some pockets of incredibly heavy rain as temperatures stay above freezing. I don't think we're going to be in the 40s, but we're going to be above freezing Sunday morning. At times through Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon, we are still going to be talking about some rain. At times, some pockets of heavier rain, maybe a little bit of mixed precipitation thrown in across northwest Alabama and up across southern Middle Tennessee. But otherwise, the vast majority of us are just going to be dealing with liquid rain. I do think a lot of this is going to come to an end as maybe a little bit of snow, but Futurecast does dry us out by the time we get to 10 p.m. on Sunday. I also want to show you future rain totals, because where the rain is going to set up, we're actually going to get a lot of it. In some cases, we could be looking at 1.5 to 2.5 inches of just rain. So, to sum things up a little bit, precipitation arrives early Saturday morning. We will then transition to rain in many areas Saturday afternoon. I think the biggest impact is likely going to be Sunday night and then into Monday. Getting on the school bus this morning, temperature sitting in the upper 30s and lower 40s under a mostly cloudy sky. Have a good look at the next 7 days. 45 degrees on Friday, today, 38, 39 Saturday and Sunday for our Fox 54 weather impact alert days. These are important numbers to pay attention to, by the way. The fact that we are going to get above freezing continues to confirm the fact that we are going to get some liquid rain thrown into the mix. And then our Fox 54 weather impact alert days continue as we head into Monday. Like I said, temperatures are really going to fall off. I've got a low right around 13 degrees. We only get to 25 Monday afternoon. Above freezing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, albeit incredibly below average. Stick around to Fox 54 Plus. Got more weather and traffic updates coming up. Meteorologist Emily Owen will have another update for you later this morning.